Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to East Lawrence High School. We're here with Professor of Construction, Dean Cutler, and it's a pleasure to be here to be able to share. You know, you come in, and this is just such a bright and inviting place now. We've come a long way, haven't we?
It is. They did a tremendous job. They remodeled the building this past summer, and the kids are even excited about it too. They come in and they see all the new fresh paint, new ceiling tiles, painted floors, new equipment and such, and they're just excited and they're ready to learn. They really enjoy it. They have pride in their school once again because, you know, it's been a long time since anything's been done to it, so they really enjoy it and they like it, and they take notice of it. So
yeah, this building was probably built back in the 70s, right?
1979.
Well,
so.
It was 70. So, and you go that long without any major renovation. Right. Obviously, things are going to need it.
Yes,
desperately.
They need a little facelift every now and again. So
yeah. So here you are. You're in a construction class. You're teaching young people the importance of doing a quality job, and you needed a better quality environment.
Right, and it just teaches them to have pride in what they have. You know, we teach them to, you know, take care of the tools, and if you take care of them, they'll take care of you, kind of thing. And then when we looked around and saw the building was in poor shape, it kind of sent mixed messages. So by us freshening everything up and all, and gets them real excited, and they're excited to learn again about it. So
this is a wonderful program.
It is, and the benefits to the kids, a lot of them won't realize right now the benefit it has for them, but later in life I have kids come back that's graduated years previous, and they said, Mr. Cutler, everything you taught me I'm now using. It was beneficial. And they see it usually after they graduate. A lot of them, they learn so much they don't realize they're learning things. So we try to make it fun for them so that they can take things with them no matter what they decide to do.
Yeah, so you promote that energy level, the importance of enjoying what you do.
Right, I try to make it fun for them. I try to, you know, use real life stories and try to engage them and get them involved in it. And it's amazing when you see that light come on, and when they come back and they tell about things that they experienced or saw over the weekend, or Mr. Cutler, I saw a construction site and they weren't wearing their PPEs like they're supposed to, and you realize you're making a difference because they would have never recognized that before. So.
Otherwise, yeah. And so you offer so many different things, from agriculture, you offer small engine repair, welding. In the construction side, you offer brick masonry.
We do carpentry, wiring, masonry, and plumbing. So, and then through the skills program that we have, we actually they get to go to other schools and compete and showcase what they've learned, and the kids are always excited about that. And they tend to do really well because they work hard at it, and they spend extra time in the afternoons after school and on weekends practicing and preparing, and you're teaching them those job skills that are so beneficial that when they go to apply for that job, or when they get that job, then they're a valuable employee to a potential employer in Lawrence County. So.
Yeah. And when we look at students and we look at, okay, competitive arenas, so to speak, you know, when you think about the different sports or what have you, but this is a competitive area.
We are highly competitive, and when we enjoy that too. We go to many competitions, and sometimes we do really well, sometimes we don't do so well, and we learn and we grow from that, and we come back and we dust off and we work a little harder, and we find out where areas we're weak in. So therefore, it's a growing experience, because if we always went and win everything, then we don't learn anything, so we don't know where we need to improve.
That's right. So when you go and you see what you need to improve, you come back and get a whole lot better, and that's the challenge of it. That's the challenge. It's the things we don't do well in life that we have to work a little harder on.
That's right.
And then we appreciate them more.
We do so much. And like I said, in the kids, and it's a growing. That's a sign of maturity. You know, we just don't lose and quit and just take our toys and go home. We come back and we work harder, and we usually come back successful. So.
All right. So Dean, you're pretty versatile.
Okay.
You've learned a lot through life. You on the construction side, you can probably pull electricity, you can pull wire, you know, handle that part of it. And so you're able to give a lot in the community. You do a lot of things to help others. I know, you know, personally that you do. You can go and you'll help, you know, maybe a church that needs some help, unable financially to do what they need to, a family.
Right.
If someone calls you and they need help on something, you'll advise them, or you'll come give them a little hands-on help to get them to the next step. You see the benefits of that, and then you see the light coming on in the eyes of these young people when they can take in and actually do some of the projects. They know how to maybe construct a small building. They know how to handle a small product. They know how to maybe read blueprints.
They do.
That's very important.
Yeah, it's just more tools in our toolbox. And one thing you mentioned doing things for the community, we actually just helped finish doing a bunch of the pre-framing for the Habitat House. There's another house that'll be started, I think, this Saturday, and these students here pre-built a lot of the components that go in that house. And like I told them earlier, I said, you may never know the person you helped build a house for, but you helped somebody, you helped a family that will now have Christmas in their new house this year. So
That's amazing, isn't it?
it is.
Okay, so when I first read that, just a few weeks ago, I realized that actually, Dean, that you guys were actually framing up the work so that the process goes a lot faster when the volunteers come out and work on those houses. How long has that been going on?
I think that we've probably done 8 houses now, so we've done quite a bit since I've been an instructor here. It took us a while to get involved with it, but we finally did. And we first started going and helping on Saturdays, and we saw that there was a need there where some stuff wasn't getting done exactly right, and there was a lot of rebuilding and tearing back apart. So we came up with the idea of we'll pre-build as much as we can here at the school, and then the volunteers on Saturdays can still go and assemble everything. So they still feel like they're helping the volunteers that come out on Saturdays, but it cuts down on the mistakes and such. And then we get to involve the kids here who ordinarily couldn't go out there and help. So, and it helps everybody. So
all this work, ladies and gentlemen, being done behind the scenes for years now.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. We want to speak to some of the students, if we may.
Okay, no problem. I got some lined up for you.
All right, we'll take a short break and be back with some of the young people.
Introducing the Raptor Sd, the big new zero turn from Hustler. All the performance of the original Raptor and more, like a welded steel deck with up to a 60-inch cut, premium Kawasaki V-twin power, heavy-duty frame for heavy demands, and bigger, wider tires for a steady, gentle grip on grass. The new Raptor Sd from Hustler, made for those who like to cut grass, not corners.
It's time to tackle our great savings on all of our hardwood flooring. We've got a great lineup of laminates, ceramics, and carpet.
So roll into Bailey's Custom Flooring.
Don't forget, we also have vinyl and carpet in stock.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we're talking to student Cameron Rogers. He is a student here at East Lawrence High School, of course, with the CTAE. You've been involved with the program for a couple of years now, right, Cameron?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, Cameron, you've learned a lot, I'm sure, from these instructors. You have mentioned earlier to us that you've been here a couple of years. You've actually been plugged into the program. What do you say to people who are coming into high school as far as the advantages of CTAE?
Well, CTAE as a program as a whole offers a lot of valuable skills to students in general, be it technological, construction, or agricultural. But they offer very valuable skills to students that they may not realize that are important now that later in life can be very valuable to them. And that as a whole is very encouraging once you realize that, because as you leave high school, it offers you a very solid set of skills that you can make use of in the field.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what area are you most interested in?
I would have to say technology, but I do love construction as well, as both of the fields intermingle very well.
Okay, so coming through the classes, and you've been through 1 year, you said, and then you come back this year, and this whole facility back here has been remodeled. What did that mean to you when you walked in, you saw this all renovated?
I saw it, and I was here last year when they started work on it, and I was kind of curious what was going on. But coming back in and seeing the finished product, it's very nice to see that the board decided to pour money into the program, because our shop had been rather outdated at the time, and it needed work done to it. And just seeing that further encouraged me personally to try and not only improve my trade, but to help other people learn as well, because knowing that someone's pouring so many resources into you to better you, it's really humbling to me.
Yeah. So what are your plans for the future?
Well, right now I'm going to do I've signed a 4-year contract with the United States Marine Corps, and afterwards, which after I serve that term, should the Lord allow me to, obviously, I look to either sign again and keep going until I have my 20 years and retire, or I'll finish my 4 years and take my GI Bill and go to college and get a degree in computer sciences.
All right. Best of luck to you on that. Now, I'm sure through your experiences here with Mr. Cutler, he's imparted some knowledge into you many times, but if you just had to kind of put all of everything he taught you, and somebody said, what's your impression of Mr. Cutler, what would you say?
Well, I would have to say that, taking a page from his book directly, that anything you learn is just another tool in your toolbox. And even if you don't ever make use of those tools, just having them can always be just a comfort to you and help you be successful in life.
Okay, so let's reflect just a moment now. Skills USA, you were a part of that last year. Let's talk about your competition there and how you were involved.
Well, we did tactical team. It was the first year that East Lawrence High decided to do it because it's a state-only competition. And we came in and we decided that we had enough people to do it, and so we were going to try it. And it was very humbling experience because going into it, we were going in dark. We didn't know anything about the situation, but we decided that we were just going to go through it and see how we could do. And while we never necessarily didn't do anywhere near perfect, it gave us a lot of experience, and it showed us just how stressful certain situations like that can be, such as when police officers have to do emergency stops on dangerous suspects of the sorts. And that experience, it not only makes me, more thankful towards those people that are willing to do those jobs, but it also helps me personally, as I say, going into the military, because it gives me experience in such environments.
So it was worthwhile competition. Will you be competing again this year?
Yes, sir, that's the plan.
All right. So you guys train as much as you can, and then they put you into a situation of which you've not faced before.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, best of luck to you on that.
Thank you.
Thanks for speaking with us. Now we're speaking with student Eve Pike. Welcome to you, Eve.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the program here and how you're involved with it.
Well, it's a really amazing experience. With the classes and stuff, I'm actually a non-traditional student, is what I've heard. You don't really see very many girls in this kind of class.
Sure.
But it's a really good opportunity to have because there's so much that you learn and so many skills that you obtain from this class. Like, I've learned how to make a house. Like, I've learned how to build one, how to read blueprints, and just crazy stuff that I don't think I would ever want to use or need to use, really, because I want to be a corporate attorney. But it's great to know just in case, so I can have all those backup plans that if I need to, I can go into construction.
Well, Eve, you'll understand more about the construction
Yes, I will.
process, and like you say, from blueprints forward, from the design and the building. And so when you first came in, what was the first thing you really learned and it was like, wow, this is okay? Do you remember?
Well, I remember one thing that Mr. Cutler said to us that really left an impression on me was, work hard now, play hard later. And it sounds like a simple statement, but it really taught me a lot. I know that now that before I leave high school, that I need to make sure that I keep my grades up and that I work as hard as I possibly can so that in the future I can do what I want with my life and I'm not there struggling to obtain whatever I want to do. So this class, that's the first thing that I really grasped and learned that I needed to do in life.
And a broader knowledge of things will lend you later. It will help you understand where people are coming from if you don't. But if you ever decide you want to read a blueprint or
Yes.
do a little addition to your house, at least you can be of some benefit and you can help, right?
Yes.
So coming into the class, and you were in here last year.
I was in here the year before last. This is
Okay.
my second year, but I skipped last
You skipped.
year.
Okay, well, wonderful. So you saw the way this area looked, and then you came in and everything was renovated. What was your impression when you came in this year?
Well, Mr. Cutler always kept his classroom very clean because that's just how he is, and he's very respectable. I've learned a lot from him. But seeing that the building was renovated was a really good change because we come in and you come into the classroom and you're taught to be respectful and to hold yourself well, but you can't really do that when you have a building that doesn't look its best. So if you want to look your best, you also have to have an area that looks its best, and it was a really great improvement for us to have that.
It certainly is a professional environment now, isn't it? Because anything with CTAE is going to be a professional area. You have to learn from the academic side, from the construction side, the technical side. It all comes together for you here, doesn't it, Eve? All right, so we're looking out and we're speaking to different people, and they may have a young lady that's coming along. What would you say to them about entering into the program?
That even if they don't plan on going into construction like me, it's still an amazing class. You learn so much that helps you throughout your life. You don't think it might help you now, but it will, I promise you. And if being a girl, I never thought that I would be in this class. I really didn't. But once I came in here, and I'm like one of the only girls in here, but it's okay because I learn a lot, and I know that I'd rather be in this class than some other class. Even though I am a girl and you don't see many of us in here, you just learn so much.
Okay, so Eve, you went home that first day you actually got into these classes. What did your family say about that?
They laughed. They really did. They were like, "You're in construction?" And I said, "Yeah," because, well, at first I had got put in here, and I thought maybe I should change my class, but I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna be stubborn and stay in here." And it turned out to be an amazing experience, and I loved every minute of it. And I'm not gonna lie, it's an easy class as long as you pay attention. So that was a really good benefit. But it just, the skills that you obtain in this class, they just help you so much more in your future than maybe some other class would. And so I would definitely recommend anyone coming to this class.
So Eve, last year when we went out and covered the Skills USA, you were one of those participants, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Tell us about that experience.
I competed in an opening and closing ceremony in which we had a panel of judges in front of us, and there were 7 girls, and we went and we spoke our part, and we all had to walk the same and talk the same. It was insane, but it was great because you learn how to public speak as well as follow directions, and that really helps you out.
That was your first experience with Skills USA?
My very first was actually my 9th grade year when Mr. Cutler was in this class telling us all about it, and he would bring it up every 2 seconds. And so I finally decided to join, and I actually, because I want to be a corporate attorney and they don't have anything exactly for that field, I decided to do a career portfolio. And so then I got to show what I wanted to be about that career and also do an interview, and I actually got 2nd place at state.
Wonderful. Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
That's quite a feat because a lot of schools compete. Okay,
Yes.
so what are your goals for this year?
For this year, I'm hoping to become the president in the opening and closing because we all have parts. Last year, I was the secretary, I think, or vice president. But this year, I'm hoping to be president, which is the main person who helps everyone else. But also, I'm running for state officer, and I'm really, really, really hoping that I get that because it looks amazing with colleges, for instance. But also, Skills USA has helped me out so much that it feels like I should be giving back because you wouldn't see me up here in this interview right now if it wasn't for Skills USA because I usually hate talking to people, but Skills USA has kind of brought me out of my bubble and helped me out along with a whole bunch of other students, and it just helps people so, so, so much that I would just recommend it for everyone.
Once again, the Skills USA, the CTAE program here at East Lawrence is a success.
Yes.
Thank you. Choose the convenience of Neighbors Express and get friendly, courteous service every time you visit any of our convenient locations. Fill up with pay at the pump and take advantage of our bigger and better selection of beverages and tobacco products. Buy 12 packs of Pepsi products, 2 for $6.99. Enjoy the popular crushed ice with your favorite fountain drink. Also enjoy a fresh, hot breakfast. Stop by for lunch or dinner. It's always fresh, always convenient at Neighbors Express, now located at I-16 and 441 and in Cedar Grove, providing farm fuel for all our customers. Count on the convenience of Neighbors Express.
Dr. Price and Dr. Peters at Dublin Orthopedic and Rehabilitation have been a part of our community for many years and very proud to support high school football. We are proud of our children and their commitment. We share that same commitment when it comes to our patients. You'll always be a winner at Dublin Orthopedic. No referral ever needed. Just call us today at 272-3022. Whether it's a sports injury, carpal tunnel, stress fracture, ankle sprain, or any other injury, don't waste your time or money going to the ER, urgent care, or hospital. Come straight to the specialist, Dr. Price and Dr. Peters at Dublin Orthopedic and Rehabilitation, 2406 Bellevue Road in Dublin.
Okay, now we're speaking with student Ty Kersey. And Ty, you are involved with FFA and actually the president this year, right?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. So tell me about FFA and why you first became involved with it. Are your family farmers?
No, sir.
Okay.
We're just honest, hard-working people. And I kind of fell in love with working hard throughout my whole life. And with FFA, I just kind of found, you know, who I was within it and who I was supposed to be through working hard labor and just getting a good education.
So what have you learned from entering into FFA? The very first year you got involved in, about what year were you?
I was in middle school at Johnson County, actually, and we started learning about cattle and how to maintain a good farm. and I just fell in love with it pretty much.
It's just great knowledge, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah, yes, sir, it sure is.
All right, so from there you came up, you involved it here at East Lawrence, and so
Yes, sir.
who's your advisor or instructor?
Mr. Kyle Harris.
Okay, so what does he teach you pretty much as far as the philosophy of farming and what you know, just to wrap your mind around that?
Well, I compete in floriculture, and I learned a lot about nursery plants and just general, you know, how to keep up a plant. And I can go around when I do landscaping and cut other people's grass. I can give them pointers here and there and how to maintain their flowers or bushes or what have you.
Yeah, so you've learned a lot about plants,
Yes, sir.
horticulture.
Yes, sir.
And so you're able to apply that.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you've helped out maybe with some projects here at school, or?
Yes, sir, definitely. I maintain a lot of percentage of the greenhouse. I go over there, water plants a few times a week. It's very entertaining and peaceful.
So what do you tell other people coming through school?
I tell them to get involved, you know. I mean, not just with FFA, but a club, just so they can, you know, apply themselves positively within the school, and something to kind of push them to get, well, I don't want to push them to get straight A's because sometimes it's just not capable of them. So anyways, most of the advisors most of the clubs I've been in, the advisors have really pushed them to do very good in school. So that's why I want them to join any club, not just FFA, but any other club.
But definitely you would say FFA has
Yes,
been
sir.
a positive influence in
Oh,
your
yeah.
life.
Me and other students have really been positively influenced by it. Just, you know, we've learned to work with others by going to events such as Central Region Rally State Convention. We even went to Kentucky for National Convention last year, and we've also learned to compete, such as CTAEs, fair projects, stuff like that.
So what does that mean to you to enter into a competition like that? What kind of preparation does it take?
Oh, it takes a lot of preparation. For example, I do lawnmower competitions, and I think I placed 4th. So I didn't do too hot, but
So what does that entail?
well, you learn how to safely maneuver a lawnmower around a course, and you know, you got your checkpoints like lower the blades, make sure you got your hydraulic fluid, check the tire pressure, you know, all the basic stuff.
Sure.
And then you got to read a manual, stuff like that. So I've really learned how to do all these things, and not just lawnmower, but other areas as well, such as welding, brazing, small engines, big engines, anything, all this kind of stuff. Oh,
Wonderful.
Yeah. I
Been a
love
big
it.
benefit to you already.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
So you repair everything around your house.
Yes sir. Me and my dad. Yeah.
Wonderful. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks for talking with
All right,
us.
you too.
Best of luck. All right, again, out at East Lawrence High School, where we're speaking to a lot of different students. Here we have Kyler Morris. And Kyler, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're involved in with FFA?
Yes, sir. I'm a FFA officer, and I'm a FFA chaplain. That means I help the vice president with the fruit sales, which is coming up soon. So I'll be pretty busy with that. And like I said, I'm enrolled in the agriculture class here and enjoying the new facilities here.
Yeah, it is quite nice, isn't it?
Yes,
So
sir.
you've been around for a while. You've seen these buildings, and they needed the work. What did it mean to you when you came in and saw this renovation?
Oh, it was amazing. It's been such a blessing to come in here and use the facilities and the nice equipment that we have here.
So it's a real investment in you, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, so you tell me about that FFA experience again, you coming in, and what things have you learned that have really made a difference to you? Been good to know.
I've learned about leadership. Like we went to the Central Region Rally this week, and that was a great experience. Learned about getting involved with FFA and like I said, leadership and being united together as a family.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a common factor that brings everyone together. You are a team, as you say, a family.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what things do they teach you about that? What are important skills to know about that?
Like I said, team building skills, becoming a leader and leading the group and leading your FFA chapter, and skills that will transfer in the real world.
Okay. All right, so fruit sales is coming up. That's a big thing. It's a big
yes, sir.
fundraiser. So tell me about that. We want to encourage people to take place. How will they be able to, and what's that all about? What does that go to?
You can purchase fruit from any FFA officer or any FFA member, and the money goes in the FFA and purchasing T-shirts and doing extracurricular activities like outside of school and get-togethers and stuff like that.
Helping
Yes,
y'all
sir.
go to different competitions in some way,
Yes, sir.
help you with the training, because if you don't spend time together, if you don't grow together, then you won't excel in the areas that you guys are training in and excel in these competitions. And that seems to be the common thing, that everyone wants to do better in the competition.
Yes,
So
sir.
we wish you well. Thanks for speaking with us. Now we're speaking with Lexi Lyles. Lexi, you're a junior here at East Lawrence.
Yes, sir.
And so you're involved with FFA. What do you do with FFA?
We do many different events in the community to try to help raise money. Like, I remember last year we did a benefit where we built dog houses to try to donate to Tractor Supply so they could sell them, and the profits went to an animal rescue.
Oh, wonderful. So it's good to make a difference in the community, isn't it, Lexi?
Yes, sir.
So tell us about what all you've learned in class. Many people have pointed out different things they've learned with plants, possibly with small engine repair. What areas have you excelled in?
I've excelled in mechanics, well, specifically welding, and we do different types of stick
So you can
welding.
weld, huh?
Yes, sir, I'm
All
pretty
right.
good at welding.
Good, good. Tell us about that. What do you have to do in welding?
A lot of the process is learning the background, the safety, having a good foundation so we don't just go in blind. And a majority of it my freshman year was just making sure you knew how to run beads correctly. And we had to work with different thicknesses of electrodes, and then we had to work on combining metals. So we've done a lot.
It sounds very interesting. So what have you welded? What have you actually put together?
Last year we mostly did T-joints, and we just did smaller welds so that this year we could lead up to doing larger welds on actual pieces of machinery.
Okay, so you were always ready to take the next step, huh?
Yes, sir.
And safety's a key. Now, what did it mean when you came into this beautiful new facility here?
It was great because the past few years it's been kind of a struggle because we have so many kids and there's not enough resources. Like, we'd have to wait to share welding booths. Our jackets were worn, and now that they've put new welding booths in, we're getting those set up. We have new jackets. It's a lot better. It's much more advanced.
Progress continues, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. It makes it a lot easier to move forward a lot faster. Now that we have enough for everybody, we can get through with a unit in a week rather than a month.
Awesome. So you're learning a lot more.
Yes,
You're
sir.
expediting what you're doing. So what do you tell young ladies who may think about FFA as, oh, well, that's just for guys, or what could I get out of that?
It's really expanded towards women, FFA has, since the 60s, and it's led to more feminine things in FFA, but it's still rooted in helping the community. Like, there's an option for floral design, such as like corsages for, I mean, everybody, the girls love going picking those out. So it's kind of really cool to kind of get in there and make your own, and girls are tend to be more meticulous, and so it's fun to put all your focus into something that you know you can succeed in and thrive in. It's really good.
That's awesome. Thank you. Best of luck to you.
I'm Locke Wilford with Dublin Chevrolet, and we make getting to the game fun. Into tailgating, save up to $10,000 off Silverados. Save big on gas with Cruise and Malibu. And spend more on snacks. Bringing friends, get there in style with a roomy Suburban. Want to get there with muscle?
Come on, sweetie, let's go!
Dublin Chevrolet, the only dealer you will ever need.
All right, here, ladies and gentlemen, we have John Adkins. We want to speak to you, John, just a little bit about the program, the CTAE program here at East Lawrence High School. Have you always been a student at East Lawrence?
Yes, sir, ever since, far as I can remember, since about pre-K.
All right, so it's a wonderful school. It's a very nice school. It's all been renovated except for this area, and so we wanted to come out and look around today to see the new renovation and the construction side of things, the CTAE portion where you all are really trained and educated. So you've been a part of this program a year or two now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell us about your experiences in it and some things you've gained from it.
I've gained a lot of life experiences from Mr. Cutler,
Yeah.
from learning how to use power tools, hand tools, what Cameron said earlier, reading blueprints, learning that there's more than just being a carpenter or a laborer, that you can also move up in the chain of command and be a supervisor and actually oversee the projects.
Well, that's good. First of all, how to turn on and operate a power tool is pretty important. A lot of people don't know that. You know, they take it for granted. And if someone were to try to operate one, obviously it could be injured by it. So safety is a real issue for you all. I'm sure that's pounded into your head, that safety first.
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah. So you guys usually have to, perform the task safely, but you learn how to work power equipment, and then you learn how to apply it to a job, and right on through the experience here with Mr. Cutler. So what would you say about Mr. Cutler and his philosophy of teaching?
He's a teacher that he likes for you to learn the material. He likes for you to know how to do it properly, and do it safely. He wants all his students to succeed in life and become successful members of society. And he doesn't like for you to give up on yourself or take no for an answer.
Good, good. How about what you think about this program and how important it is for our community?
It's important because it can help young students to learn that they can do things no matter what is in their way.
So have your parents seen any changes in you since you've been in this program? Have they seen you grow?
Yes, sir. I've done better in academic-wise, because Mr. Cutler likes for us to give him a good description when we have to give him written answers. He likes for us to give him what he says, the number 10 from Firehouse Sub, with a lot of meat and details in it.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah. Well, we thank you for joining us. We wish you the very best. Okay, now everyone, we're here with Shayla Stewart. Shayla, you're involved with FFA, I understand.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what you do at FFA here at East Lawrence.
I'm our chapter's reporter, so I do a lot of taking pictures and writing reports about what we do, the type of competitions we do. I get them all together. Sometimes I have to send them into newspapers or make posters or something for the school to put up. So that's my job.
Yeah, Shayla. So how did you become involved with that?
It was my freshman year, and I had an ag class, and I thought, oh, I'm probably not going to like it. But Mr. Harris encouraged us to join FFA, and it has really changed my life. I used to be so quiet and wouldn't do anything, and now I try to get out there and get out of my comfort zone.
So you got involved with the class, and all of a sudden you started to participate. You had to participate, didn't you? You were called on to do so.
It really was. It was like a calling for me, because it really has changed my life, getting to know these people and learning these skills to communicate with others. And I've made so many friends in FFA, and we're like a giant family, and it's just a really great experience.
So you get to bring exposure to some of those people who are competing. You get to take those pictures and then get the word out on that. What's some of the competitions that they compete in?
One we recently went to was Central Region Rally, and we do a lot of team competitions, team bonding, and at the end of the day, we have award ceremonies, and whoever has the most points, who's ever done the most competitions and got the most points, they get an award. And that's one of the competitions. And we have CTAEs where everyone from different schools go to participate. You can participate in the fair, the Georgia National Fair. We go to camp, this summer leadership camp, and we do a lot of competitions there. The past 2 years, we have won Leadership Team of the Week and Team of the Week, which are the highest awards you can get.
Yes, how wonderful. It takes a lot of work to get there, doesn't it?
It really does.
A lot of planning, a lot of man hours, a lot of critiquing each other. And that's part of the process, isn't it? I'm sure you've learned how to, critique others and critique yourself and how to improve, right?
It is. It's like this huge process.
So what year are you in school?
I'm a junior. I'm in 11th grade.
All right, so what are your plans over the next year? What do you want to accomplish?
I really just want to stay in honors gifted. I want to accomplish a lot. I want to stay in FFA, obviously, and encourage everyone to join FFA and just get out there and do their best.
Thank you. Okay, now we have student Shay Thompson is going to share with us about your experience through CTAE. Are you involved in FFA as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell us what you do at FFA.
I'm the treasurer for FFA, and I help oversee the meetings, and I help keep up with the accounts and everything for FFA.
Pretty busy. All right, Shay, how'd you get involved with FFA?
I got involved when I was in 9th grade because Mr. Harris encouraged me to join FFA.
And so how did he encourage you? What was the draw to you to become involved with Future Farmers of America?
I was in a basic ag class, and I was hearing about all the fun everybody was having in FFA, so I decided to join.
So tell us about that fun. Why is it so fun?
We get to go on a lot of trips outside of school, and it's like a family. Everybody knows each other. Everybody loves each other. We all have fun together.
And there's a competition to it. There's always competition. There's always a drive to get better at what you're doing. So what areas of that are you working on now, Shay?
I work on the meat cut identification, where you identify different cuts of meat and where they come from, stuff like that.
In learning that process, that helps you be probably a better consumer, but it helps you be able to share with others in the class. How do you help other students in feeding into them and helping them to become involved in Future Farmers of America?
I encourage them to join because they can grow not only as a student but also as someone in the agricultural field. And if they want to go into the agricultural field when they're older, or even if they don't, if they want to do construction or something like that, it could also help them with that, because we build small engines, and we help Mr. Harris out with a bunch of things around the building itself.
So you're able to do a variety of things, some tasks. Share with us a couple of the other tasks that you may be involved with. Can you repair a small engine, anything like that?
I can repair a small engine. We help Mr. Harris build raised beds for the greenhouse outside, and we keep a small farm outside where we grow flowers, and we grow potatoes and peppers and a bunch of other foods out there.
So it's real hands-on. So you encourage others, obviously, to be a part, and we appreciate that you're a part of it. Thank you.
It's time to tackle our great savings on all of our hardwood flooring. We've got a great lineup of laminates, ceramics, and carpet.
So roll into Bailey's Custom Flooring.
Don't forget, we also have vinyl and carpet in stock.
Introducing the Raptor Sd, the big new zero-turn from Hustler. All the performance of the original Raptor and more, like a welded steel deck with up to a 60-inch cut, premium Kawasaki V-twin power, heavy-duty frame for heavy demands, and bigger, wider tires for a steady, gentle grip on grass. The new Raptor Sd from Hustler, made for those who like to cut grass, not corners.
Dr. Price and Dr. Peters at Dublin Orthopedic and Rehabilitation have been a part of our community for many years and very proud to support high school football. We are proud of our children and their commitment. We share that same commitment when it comes to our patients. You'll always be a winner at Dublin Orthopedic. No referral ever needed. Just call us today at 272-3022. Whether it's a sports injury, carpal tunnel, stress fracture, ankle sprain, or any other injury, don't waste your time or money going to the ER, urgent care, or hospital. Come straight to the specialist, Dr. Price and Dr. Peters at Dublin Orthopedic and Rehabilitation, 2406 Bellevue Road in Dublin.
Choose the convenience of Neighbors Express and get friendly, courteous service every time you visit any of our convenient locations. Fill up with pay at the pump and take advantage of our bigger and better selection of beverages and tobacco products. Buy 12 packs of Pepsi products, 2 for $6.99. Enjoy the popular crushed ice with your favorite fountain drink. Also enjoy a fresh, hot breakfast. Stop by for lunch or dinner. It's always fresh, always convenient at Neighbors Express, now located at I-16 and 441 and in Cedar Grove, providing farm fuel for all our customers. Count on the convenience of Neighbors Express.
Welcome you back, and you can see how excited those young people are.
They were. They did a great job.
They did, and you guys impart so much into them. It's obvious the way that they were able to speak so well and how they express it. Well, I really couldn't speak to anybody.
Right.
Some of them.
It's
said,
actually humbling to hear what they have to say, because you really don't know what impact you make on them until you get to hear them actually talk about it. So, you know, you don't know what difference you're making until you actually see them and hear them. So.
Kind of like a grade for you, isn't it?
It is.
It is. It
A
makes you-
plus, right? I give myself an A plus. On
I
that
do
one, so
too.
there
I
you
do
go.
too. But everyone was so impressed with his facility again.
Oh yeah, they were. And
It's
like I said,
encouraging.
they spoke about it, and it shows the difference it makes for them. They have pride in their school like they should, because they do go. In my opinion, they go to the best school in Lawrence County. So,
And
I
it
can
just
say
keeps
that.
getting better.
It does. It does. And the kids are great here, and we've got a new great administration here at the high school too. Or they've come in and doing a great job, and just moving us into the next level. So.
Okay, so in looking forward now, skills will be coming around again. Are there different competitions? I know we went out and we covered the Skills USA event that took place at OFTC this past year, where
Right.
a lot of students were able to come out and impart a lot of that knowledge and compete. You know, there's one thing, Dean, to be able to do something, but to be able to be given a task that you maybe not know exactly what it is, and then given a time limit, and then be graded on that.
Right.
That's pressure.
It is. And sometimes the kids, sometimes they do really well at it, sometimes they don't. And, you know, I remember a student I had a number of years ago. I kind of convinced him into doing one of the contests, and he really wasn't prepared, and he was very, very upset about it. I mean, I felt poor for him. But he came back that next year, and he won first place. He did an amazing job, and he actually competed every year after that. And he actually is self-employed now in construction, so he actually does work on his own. So
Wonderful. That's character.
it is.
You built character in
It
him.
did.
He
You
didn't
know,
just stop like
he
you said.
could have just given up that first year and never done it again. But he saw his weakness, and it meant enough to him that he came back the next year and he won the whole thing. So and he's gone to state a number of years. He's graduated and moved on now, but I'm still proud of that. So.
Yeah, well, that's a great story.
It is.
That's a feather you can put in your cap.
There
I
you
guess.
go.
Yeah,
I got
'cause
one
you
right
can-
there. Yeah.
Because you continue to impart into these students, and you have to have a passion for this.
Oh, I do. I love it. I tell them every day I get to do the two things I love to do, which is teach and do construction, and I get to do them both in the same day. And that's one thing I try to influence them is find something you enjoy doing. It's not about the money. It's about getting up every day excited about coming to work. And I love working here at East Lawrence High School, and I love doing construction. So I get to do both.
All right, so if we're looking ahead, now I started to mention earlier, we were talking about skills, you know,
Yes.
that'll come back around. Are the other competitions? Let's talk about what goes on the rest of the year.
Now, during well, there's a lot of preparation, going on, and now we have a fall leadership event coming up in Atlanta in October, and we'll take some of the students up there, and they'll learn leadership skills and teamwork, team building things and such as that. Yeah. It's all about building a better student, getting them ready for the competitions or whatever that is that they decide to do. We do all kind of fundraising events for different organizations and such too, so we do a lot of stuff. We're very, very busy in everything that we do with skills. So.
Yeah, and so the competitions that come along where they're actually able to apply some of the skills that they have, that'll come up later in the year. Yeah,
we'll actually have a mock skills competition in November. We'll go to Augusta for that. That'll be just the building trades. And then in January, once again, at Oconee Fall Line, we'll have our skills competition. That'll be all the leadership and skill events. Yeah. And then after that'll be our event in Atlanta where we go to for state competition. And then the past 2 years we've actually competed at nationals also in Louisville, Kentucky, and that's during the summer. So
that's real worthwhile.
It is,
and rewarding for
and the kids they just always come back just wanting more. So I've never had a child yet that's come back and said, "I wish I hadn't have done it." They wish that if you heard some of the ones earlier, they wish they'd got involved earlier. So
what can the community at large do to support you?
Come to the events when we have events, and the children do fundraisers as far as to raise money, because it is expensive to be a part of it, because we have hotel expenses and meals and clothing and such as that. Just when the children come for fundraisers, just, you know, if you don't want to purchase something, just maybe make a donation or whatnot. And we have a lot of industry support. We've got banners in the shop that you'll probably see, where industry and businesses in Lawrence County has really stepped up to help us out, and it benefits. All goes to the children. So.
We'll take a little tour around and look for some of the new renovations that have been done. Then you have Dr. O.J. Hall, the administrator here at the school, be able to speak with us in a moment.
Good deal.
Thank you.
If you look around the classroom, you can see we've new lights, new ceiling in here. We've put in bookcases in the back to hold all our hard hats and stuff. Everything's been painted. We've got new technology here. We've got the iPads. We've got Chromebooks. We have a new smart television in here that we use to educate the children. That's the Chromebooks that we just received to help enhance the learning of the children. So, where they can actually, we use Google Classroom, and we use Aspen to do a lot of the student work in. So, the one to the left is where we won our mock skills competition in Macon, And the other ones are awards I've received for Advisor of the Year for Skillsusa. I've received awards from TIGA for Instructor of the Year and Ambassador of the Year a number of years. So, all right, out in the shop area right here, they hung all new lights in here so we can see a lot better, and they've stained the floor and freshened up everything, painted the walls. They put new doors up out back, and they also covered the outside area and put some storage rooms and lumber racks outside as well. They put a roof over the outside area, so now we can use it rain or shine. And they built a storage buildings out here so we can store some of our materials and supplies and such. And they also added an outside lumber rack here as well, and everything's secure with new chain link fencing.
All right, so we have the opportunity now to talk to Dr. O.J. Hall. Thank you for coming down and speaking with us. Now, with a new school comes a lot of changes, and this is one that was very, very welcome.
Yes, it was one that was much needed. This CTAE building had not had a fresh coat of paint or really anything in several years, to be exact, probably since it was first put here. Yes. And so when we found out that our CTAE building was going to get a chance to be upgraded and kind of be gutted out and remodeled, we were excited about that, and we're grateful to the district for doing that for us.
It's a terrific investment, isn't it, Doctor?
It is, and a lot of our kids that come through this building leave after graduation and are able to go perform on jobs and carry out duties that provide an immediate living and skill for them to make a living off of. Our Skillsusa is one of the programs that has been the most successful here at East Lawrence High School. They brought a lot of positive vibes to our school, a lot of awards and accolades, and just a lot of good, positive public publicity comes from our Skillsusa program. So I can't think of a group that's more deserving than a building like this than our CTAE department.
You hear so much about students being work ready when they leave school, you know, and a lot of times, or many times in the past, students have had to go on to either technical college or college to get any kind of skills to go into the workplace. But as you say, they're able to go right out into the workforce. They're already trained to a point where they can enter that workforce and take the next step straight out of high school. That's amazing.
Straight out of high school. And not only that, what a lot of people don't get to see, oftentimes we'll have projects that'll come up around the school that the students from these courses are able to perform for us, whether it's in the form of some flower scenery around the building, whether or not it's some brick masonry work that needs to be done, that can be patched up pretty quickly, that can be done by this department and the students with obviously Mr. Cutler and Mr. Harris and the others being overseers of these projects. But it has been a great benefit to have these programs on campus here at East Lawrence High School as well. And even down to the middle school level this year, we was able to add an ag science program. So we're starting to try to implement middle school programs to feed into these high school programs in the CTAE department.
Okay, so this is kind of what you may call as an elective. It's a rotation of classes that
Yes.
students would take. Do most children have the exposure of it? Is it?
Yes, for the most part, most of our kids have the opportunity to get deeply invested in our CTAE department. It is an elective. Most of our kids average out at 1 to 2 electives a year, depending on foreign languages that they also take, which is a requirement to get into four-year schools, but also somewhat of an elective as well. But most of our students, probably I would say at least 80 to 90%, has an opportunity to serve in a CTAE program at East Lawrence High School. We do appreciate the superintendent, the board, and the community for backing us on this project.
Thank you.